Right, guys. Been a very well. It seems a very long time, but it's been a good few weeks since I've uploaded a video last. Bit of laziness, bit of a hectic schedule recently. Just got a lot of other issues I got to address. Few things I want to touch up on is how I'm currently feeling. Feeling really good. Been knocking out some PBs in terms of big lifts, squats, deadlifts, chest press, and so on. Really feel like the pharmaceutical testosterone enthanate I've been using has been really, really beneficial and of a much better quality and grade. Downsides, still been noticing, my skin, especially on my back, come onto my shoulders, my chest a little bit, is flaring up. I think that can be managed and controlled, though, with a better manipulation of my own cycle. It's just a case of maybe a bit of inexperience, lack of knowledge on my part, but I'm fully convinced that although it's a negative, it can still be kind of engineered, so it's just not going to even be a problem next time around. Other issues I want to touch upon is certain things in terms of libido side and sex drive and so on while using different performance enhancing drugs. One thing that a lot of people, including myself, will notice in testosterone, it's quite common that strength of erections and so on, although you can get an erection, it's still not going to maybe to the same kind of stiffness and the same kind of tenseness as you're used to. If you're finding that you're struggling to get an erection, maybe it's a good time to maybe look at your cycle, gauge on what may be occurring in terms of that kind of performance basis. Just something off the top of my head, like the rule of thumb is for if you're using testosterone and you're using things like DECA, you tend to get DECA dick. So although it's a generic term, a common method to this is you should be using 2 mil of test for every 1 mil of DECA. So it kind of reduces or eliminates that fact. So really do your homework in terms of that side of things. It's not, don't consider it as an embarrassing issue that, you should just ignore and you should just forget. Because obviously it's a very important part, especially to young males and guys who are in relationships and so on. It's a really important part of it. So don't feel like a topic is like that because it's private in nature doesn't mean it's off grounds. If you feel like you need to go and see your GP, go see your GP. There are plenty of forums online. Be careful with forums because a lot of them are very kind of bro science advice. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, just take it with a pinch of salt, and you'll have to wade through what works and what doesn't work, and it's still very individualized. Like I said, I'm more than willing to try and answer any questions that you guys may have about any particular topic, completely in confidence, completely private. And in all honesty, guys, if I don't know the answer, I know plenty of people that probably will, or I'll find it myself. So yeah, I've had a few questions in terms of have I been tempted to take tren? Have I wanted to go down that route? I know, in all honesty, no. I mean, I've been offered, countless times, that possibility of stepping up onto tren, and I'm very aware that, my potential results and so on would increase and speed up and so on. But that's not why I started this process. I started this process to, obviously gain performance and also, for my own kind of train of thought to try and figure out what it's all about, whether I like to do it, and also help this kind of whole experiment where I'm producing information completely free to people who potentially, haven't made up their mind yet, and perhaps I can, facilitate giving enough information so you can make a more accurate decision, whether it's to use it or not use it. So yeah, just to answer that question is that I haven't been at any stage tempted to take tren. I know some guys it works really well, and some guys have very little tolerances to it. And then there's other guys I know that they've taken it and they just haven't stopped having what's called the tren flu. So basically, they just feel like absolute shit from the moment they start using it, and it's just not worth it. And for me personally, I don't want to put in a product that on no level is made for human consumption. Tren and Tritren and Trenace and so on is all basically derivative of equine and bovine veterinarian-based testosterone. So for me personally, I wouldn't use any product that wasn't designed to be used for human beings, as I feel like you'll have a better reaction with stuff that is designed for human consumption. So yeah, thanks for that question. Any more questions, feel free to just message me and I'll be more than happy to answer, and I'll stay on top of the videos a lot more on a constant basis from now on. Yeah, a couple more videos coming up very shortly, so just keep an eye on. Alright, cheers guys.